We all have habits, right? But when exactly do they become a problem? Let's figure it out together.
Part 1. Defining our actions. Let's look at exactly where a totally normal habit ends and where an actual addiction begins.
Okay, here is question number 1. In your life, when does a habit become an addiction? What signs tell you it has crossed the line? When you think about your answer for this one, I want you to focus on frequency, like how often you do it, and how it makes you feel. Think about your morning coffee. If you miss it, do you just feel a little sleepy, or do you get a terrible headache and feel incredibly angry? Having a really strong physical or emotional reaction like that, that's a major sign it might have crossed the line. Moving to question 2. What's one bad habit you're aware of, even a small one? How does it affect your mood, health, or relationships? You don't need a huge, dramatic example here. Pick something simple. Maybe you always go to bed way too late, or maybe you bite your nails. How does it actually make you feel? If you're staying up too late watching shows, you probably feel tired, slow, and grumpy the next day, right? Think about how that one small action changes your whole mood. Of course, not all habits are bad. So question 3 asks, what's one good habit that truly helps you? How does it change your daily life or the people around you? This is your chance to brainstorm some positive routines. Maybe your good habit is drinking a big glass of water right when you wake up, or reading a book for 10 minutes to relax before you go to sleep. Ask yourself, how does doing that make your day better? Let's look at question 4. Is there something you feel you can't stop once you start, like videos, games, shopping, or snacks? What makes it so hard to stop? Honestly, this happens to all of us. Picture this. You open a bag of potato chips, you eat a few, and suddenly the whole bag is empty. Or you start swiping through short videos on your phone, and wow, 2 hours have just disappeared. Why is it so hard to stop? Usually it's because it feels so easy and relaxing in that exact moment. Part 2. Modern life and technology. As you know, modern tech brings totally new challenges to our daily habits. Here is question 5. How do you honestly feel about your smartphone use? In control or controlled? What's one moment that made you notice it? To answer this, try to remember a specific moment of panic. Have you ever been out somewhere and your phone battery suddenly died? Or maybe you accidentally left it at home? If you felt a sudden wave of anxiety just because you didn't have your phone, that is a perfect example to talk about. Building on that, question 6 asks, what do you think is the most common modern bad habit you see around you or in yourself? Why is it harmful in real life? Think about social situations for this one. A really common example is ignoring your friends at the dinner table because you're busy looking at a screen. Why is that harmful? Well, it damages real-life communication, and it can really hurt our relationships with the people sitting right in front of us. Let's move to question 7. What do you personally think is the most dangerous addiction, and why? Can you give a real-life example, not necessarily your own? You can use simple words here to describe some of the more serious issues you might have seen on the news. Things like gambling or using dangerous substances. Those things can ruin families and empty bank accounts super quickly. You can talk about why those terrible results make the addiction so dangerous. Part 3. Reflection and solutions. We're doing great. For these last few questions, let's focus on understanding the roots of our actions and how we can actually change them. Question 8 asks, some habits are safe addictions, like coffee, tea, exercise, or podcasts. Which ones do you think are okay, and where's the risk? To brainstorm your answer, ask yourself a simple question. We all know that running and exercising are healthy, right? But what happens if you force yourself to run every single day, even when your leg is injured? The risk is exactly when a healthy activity goes a bit too far and starts hurting you.
So how do we actually fix these things? Question 9. Have you ever successfully quit or reduced an addiction or habit? What strategy worked best for you, and how hard was it? When you discuss this, you can just talk about a basic strategy you've tried. Maybe you totally deleted a distracting game app from your phone. Or maybe you replaced drinking sweet soda with drinking water. Share your experience. How difficult was that first week?
And here is our final discussion question. Number 10. Why do you think people become addicted? Stress, boredom, loneliness, pressure, or something else? Which reason feels most true for you? I really invite you to reflect deeply on your own feelings here. For instance, does stress from too much homework or a super busy job lead you to start bad habits? Very often, we use these habits simply as a way to escape our daily stress. The most important thing to remember is that awareness is always the first step to change. So I want to leave you with a challenge today. Observe your own habits for the next 24 hours. Just watch what you do. What is controlling you? Are you making active choices, or are your habits making the choices for you? Take that thought right into your discussions.
Beyond Norm focuses on speaking and writing output training, the best choice for English speaking and writing.